Alright, I just wanted to start this video with Bitcoin. For the last couple days, there was no trade for me in this zone here. However, if you were long, we held above here, and we had pointed out in the initial video about 4 days ago what one of our profit targets would be on the upside, and we hit one today. Just wicked right through it and dropped back down. So I thought that was pretty cool that we pointed out this zone in video 1, and we hit one of the price targets from that video. So in yesterday's video, we had this drawing, right? We were thinking that we could possibly pull back into this hourly fair value gap and the top of this daily fair value gap here, which we didn't get. However, I said if we inversed this 5-minute fair value gap, I was long biased, right? Pushed up right above it, came back, hung around in this area, retested the CE, and pushed over 60 points. I mean, that is a phenomenal trade right there. Came back into the other session here, and then obviously today there was news, non-farm payroll, and on that note, look at how it respected that daily inverse fair value gap again. Came right into it. Wick, even the bodies of the wick respected that inverse 5-minute that we pointed out, and it continued higher. And where did it go? Right to the profit target that we initially said in that video. Right where my arrow went to is where it went. We had also framed out a short trade idea, right? And that trade was if we came down and inverse this this daily fair value gap here. This was the idea. And that also played out the same day. Wasn't expecting that, but we came down and inversed this daily fair value gap, took sell side, popped back up, respected it, and came all the way down to where the arrow ended. Why was that our profit target there? If you change to regular trading hours, there is nothing in this zone. Just a daily gap that was never filled. So, say this gap fills and you're looking for a long, how do you come up with price targets on the way up? This is what I did here. So I'm thinking long down here. There was a gap here that had been filled from that day in the morning. We gapped up, we pulled back, and we went right up to our take profit zone. You get your fibs out. High. Mark the low. So 38 retracement is going to be typically what you'll get on a move like this. There's a 23. There's a 38. And it lined up with the bottom of that daily inverse fair value gap that is now inversed again. So what I would like to do is clear the charts and zoom out and start over. See what's going on. So everything's clear. Let's go to a daily time frame. So this seems to be an important area because we just continue to come through this zone here. I mean, we are still, pushing up slightly, slowly. A lot of consolidation in this area. A lot. So we have a bullish fair value gap, daily fair value gap right here. Right. We've already come into the 50% twice and bounced. So I wouldn't be looking for anything short long term unless we break that. Then I would be looking for a retest in here, to start taking it lower. But for me right now, shorts are mostly just scalps because we keep pushing higher, here, pushed higher here, bring back consolidation. Couldn't quite get it here, but we got it on the next one. We're just wicking up through these highs here. Um, kind of like what happened back here, right? Just wick up through, drop down, couldn't quite get there, came down, eventually popped through before making a larger move up, consolidating again. I would imagine if this continues to hold this small uptrend, we're just going to pop up through again. I don't think seasonality is on our side quite yet for that, but when it does get there, it should be more powerful. So we got fair value gap, right? Okay, and then this one has been inversed. Again. It'll be red, or there. All right, let's see what that looks like on a smaller time frame. Okay. Yep. So some things to point out. We may just come down here and test this 20 in the top of this daily fair value gap here. This wick on the daily here just, and the way that the body closed, we could get lower prices. They might drag this thing down. We don't have any news on Monday, but there is CPI on Tuesday. So CPI is going to make a big move. See, this weekly is still, we're right in the middle of the range. Let's see. No, we're in a discount. So under the 50 is a discounted level over the 50 is a premium. So on a weekly basis, we're in a discount range. There's our week there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Just in a range. So, I mean, it's pretty difficult to frame a trade in here now. I mean, we had two great setups that we framed out, that played out already. That gap was filled. This gap was filled. Our price target off of this leg here from the 50% consequent encroachment of that daily fair value gap. I'll change the color of this because I think those larger ones are blue as well. Change it to black. Okay. See, I mean, these projections based off of this right here, look at how it respected it. So this zones, I mean, this gap right here is in between the fib range here off of this lower leg. You know, if you take the time and do this and plot it out, you can pick these high risk reward zones. Look, it just respected it all the way up. Messed around right here, popped through, continued. Then we gapped again in between the two fibs before pushing up to our price target here, which was this -3 standard deviation off of this leg. You know, we're still respecting these levels here. We may come back and test this here. I mean, this kind of like a head and shoulders looking pattern, right? We didn't have much of a bounce in the last 10 minutes of the market being open. So, and that daily candle closed toward the bottom of the candle itself. So I think that we're going to, my bad, we're going to be seeking lower prices right now. I'd like to see how we, if we come down into this zone again, maybe we hit the 50 consequent encroachment of that zone and play around in this area, you know, before something like this happens on Monday, and then we'll just see what happens on Tuesday because of CPI. Yeah, this is the only daily that's right here. And then we also have this 20 that we could respect, wick through, pop up, hang around in this area until news. So that's all I got for NQ for today. You know, being Monday and CPI the following day, I would expect it's just going to be a grind kind of consolidation. I'm hoping for something like this. I mean, that would give us some good volatility still for a Monday. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. As far as Bitcoin goes, I mean, it's still just kind of grinding in this range. I mean, we've called out some good trades on that already. It hit our profit target for the upside here. I would still expect, if the market continues to push and seasonality and everything, I mean, I think this thing's still going to be going higher. Even when it did that massive pullback, I was expecting it to go higher. Why don't we zoom out real quick and take a look at it on a daily time frame here. Okay, so we should chart this out. The CE, yep, we have the CE charted out. Why don't we just leave the box for a visual? Then we still have the CE of this 50%, right? And on a smaller time frame, there's all this low resistance liquidity here. We have great support down here. As you can see, we just wicked right through it and went right back up. And that's in the first video. I was calling for a little bit of a pullback, before pushing higher. And I think somebody dumped a whole bunch right here, and it just, rubber band snap right back up, creep, and then hit our first profit taking zone. So we haven't hit the second one yet. I think as soon as we get up here into the range that I wanted it to, we'll figure out what's next for it. But that's what I'm expecting still. I mean, I want to see those prices. I want to see it get up here. I'm just not comfortable taking any new trades in this area. If you're already long bias and you didn't get out right here, or you're waiting for this one, just note this low resistance liquidity here. We could just do this same sort of thing right through it again and come down into this range. And then we have that 50% of that weekly right here. I believe that's what that is. I can't see it on 50% of a weekly fair value gap. So, I mean, there's a lot of support, right? Okay, so this was the 50 and it got moved down with this move here, but this area should still be respected. Maybe we should just chart the weekly. So it would be this to that, more support, right? Oop. Percent weekly bullish fair value gap. And another one. So, I mean, lots of support. Just pulls down and pops right back up. Middle, center. All right. A lot of support. So, like I said, no, there wouldn't be any new positions right here. I would like to see this area. That'd be great. If we pull back, I would expect this all to get ran here. Anybody who went long there to get stopped out, shaken out. And then we could look for a new setup to go long. And then on NQ, this is kind of what we're looking for. Also, to keep in mind, if you're on a daily time frame, be looking at that. What is this? It keeps pausing my internet. Daily time frame. the 20. I always watch to see what happens around the 20. This was fantastic here because it was the 20 and the 50%. This is just a golden entry here. I mean, both times that this came into the 50% of here was just huge moves to the upside. So hopefully we can, everything plays out the way that we want it. Come down to here, see how it respects it, the top of this or the 50% would all line up, right? If we can get down into here on a Monday, and it would line up with a huge move on Tuesday. So I'm curious to see how Monday plays out. And then we'll review it Monday and see what we can try and figure out for CPI. So thanks for watching.